Okay. I have started doing bread here, and all of my dough was flattening. Didn't flatten in the rising. Crust is fine, crumb is fine, no problems. But it would flatten when I put it in the oven. And I think I have finally figured out what the problem is. And I'm going to, now the recipe that I use here is very, very simple. It's a recipe that I've used for a very long time. And this is a very wet dough all of a sudden. It wasn't last night. So I'm going to, whoops, get some flour on my hands. Because this is pretty much what the problem is. I've got the air in this area is far more humid than I'm used to, which means that the bread dough, or the flour, by the time I get it into the dough, the flour has already absorbed some water. So what was happening, and this is how I figured this out, let's see, flour in a bowl so it doesn't stick like that. I figured this out because the dough was flattening in the rising, or not in the rising, but in the oven, and I'm not used to that. It usually rises with no problem. So here's our dough. It's just a little loaf. I have the solar oven on the lawn, and close up the flour bag. That I've got the solar oven on the lawn, and it's too early, but once it clears the trees, the solar oven will start warming up, and by that time the dough should have risen again, so that it can go in the oven. I'm going to be doing this a little differently once I get my own place, which hopefully won't be too much longer, but we'll have to wait and see. If I have my own place, what I'll do is make a batch of dough and stick it in the refrigerator, which should help with that rising problem. But for now, this should be ready to bake in a couple of hours, an hour or two, and then I will wash my hands. Talk with you later.